Are you a healthcare professional that's burnt out and frustrated and that's looking for remote work opportunities? Well, in this video, we are going to dive in and help you find those remote opportunities. But really quickly, if you don't already know me and you haven't met me yet, my name is Dr. Emma Shapiro. I'm a physical therapist and healthcare entrepreneur, and I am your alternative career health coach. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you several options that you have for remote work as well as remote solopreneurship. So let's get started. And the first thing we have to do when getting started is really you have to ask yourself, do you want to be an employee or do you want to be starting your own business and breaking free from the 9 to 5? So that's the most important question because it really changes what remote opportunities are there for you. So we're going to start with remote work opportunities as an employee first. If you're like, no, Emma, I want to break free from that 9 to 5, then don't worry, just fast forward a little bit. But otherwise, let's get started with remote employee opportunities. So number one comes in at the utilization reviewer remote work opportunity. Really quickly, what is becoming a utilization reviewer? Well, a utilization reviewer is someone that reviews medical billing and documentation. For example, I'm a physical therapist. I'm going to write a note about a patient and bill for that. Those notes are then being sent to utilization reviewers for them to review and make sure that I've documented appropriately, that I've billed appropriately, and that they're seeing the appropriate levels of improvement in the patient in order to say, yes, I approve this billing and I will reimburse you. So that's in a nutshell how utilization reviewing works. Now, what is the pay for this job? Luckily, the pay is, I feel, pretty similar to what therapists are making. It's around the $70,000 a year range, which I think is a pretty good salary in terms of remote work opportunities. It's a fairly low stress job. It's not physical at all, and you're able to review paperwork from the comfort of your home. Now, some of the cons of this is that it may be frustrating, having to actually do denials on paperwork. It may become a little boring to review this paperwork. So just some things to think about. But it's really comes up as the top most requested and the top most recommended remote work option for therapists. Now, unfortunately, I have to let down those assistants and say that usually only PTs, OT, and speech therapists get these positions, not assistants. That is to say, definitely try to apply and provide your resume and a targeted cover letter, but it is a little bit more challenging, and they frankly prefer OTs, PTs, or speech therapists. Okay, so that is our remote work employment opportunity number one. We do have a couple videos on this, so I'll put them up in the key card there if you want to learn more about becoming a utilization reviewer. Now, coming in at number two, our next recommended work position for an employee is medical billing and coding. And so in that option, you may have to get some extra education. Utilization reviewing, luckily you don't need any education, but in medical billing and coding, there often is some extra learning that you'll have to do, and they often want you to do a certificate program that is roughly around 6 months and can cost several hundreds to even I've seen $1,000 program. So it just depends on if you're someone who wants to and is okay with taking more education and taking that added cost, you can look into this route, and it is sometimes a remote work opportunity. Now, in terms of pay, you will be taking a pay cut. Unfortunately, I looked at Glassdoor, and according to them, the salary is around $40,000 a year. But that doesn't mean to say that maybe there are some higher paying jobs out there, but that's the average salary that I saw from Glassdoor. Coming in at number three, your next remote work option is becoming a health coach. Now you're saying, wait, that's a solopreneur job, Emma. Not necessarily. Health coaching has been booming, and it's blowing up, this idea that people can get coaching from the comfort of their phone, of their computer, of their home. It's really becoming this new trend. And so you could look into companies such as Noom, which do hire health coaches, and they do like to have certified health coaches and therapists on their team so that they can really provide high quality health coaching. Now, in terms of the salary for that, I did look on their website and it came in at, unfortunately, $37,000 a year. Now, once again, this is a disclaimer that perhaps this salary is not 100% accurate. This could be remote work, part-time, and not full-time. So definitely, I think if you're interested in becoming a health coach and you want to do a remote work opportunity, check out Noom and other health coaching platforms because they're popping up all the time. Okay, now the next remote work opportunity, which I really think is really cool and I think has the most earnings potential as an employee, is recruiting. And I know that can be good and bad. Some people are really against it, but recruiting is a remote work opportunity that is becoming more and more important. More and more people need to find work and are having trouble finding employment. That's where recruiters come in. Specifically for therapists, I would recommend looking into becoming a traveling healthcare recruiter. You can simply go and find different traveling companies like MAS Staffing, Aureus, Advanced Medical, Core. I'm going to run out of some names, but these companies often do hire recruiters. So go onto their website and look at if they are hiring. The jobs, I was a traveler, and so I sort of know personally what it's like to be a recruiter because I worked with one for several years. And so the job can be a bit stressful because you are really always on call to help answer questions from your therapist and to help, make sure that you are securing their next job. But it is a remote opportunity, and it really does come in at my most recommended remote employee work opportunity because your salary is unlimited. You could potentially make six figures or higher as a recruiter. And I'm not trying to plug that whatsoever, but it's commission based. And so, unlike these others, which are 9 to 5, the harder you work as a recruiter, the more opportunities you have to earn more and more and more. Okay. And lastly, our next remote work opportunity as an employee is telehealth. Now, that is also a solopreneur option that we will be talking about, but more and more companies are providing telehealth. So you can look at companies that are providing health coaching and they're now adding telehealth services. You can find a lot of solopreneurs or small businesses that are adding telehealth to their business and ask them if they need additional therapists. So more and more you can find telehealth in small businesses and work for small therapy practices, and even larger organizations are looking into it. For example, the Veterans Affairs is one of the biggest provider of telehealth services in the nation, and they are growing every single day and trying to expand their telehealth services. Okay, I really hope that that has helped point you in the right direction for remote work opportunities as an employee. Now we are going to be moving on to remote opportunities if you want to be, my favorite, a healthcare entrepreneur. Now, why would you maybe choose to become a healthcare entrepreneur versus something else? It's a good question. I think that the opportunities are really endless when it comes to being a healthcare entrepreneur. And the neat thing is that with technology, you can really increase your earnings at the same time as working from a full-time job. So you never ever have to leave your job to take this risk. And I think that's what's so neat about remote opportunities in healthcare. It is so low cost to start, very lucrative and easy to scale, all while working full-time. And I know that for a fact because that's what I'm doing. So let's get started with my number one remote work option as a solopreneur, and that is health coaching. So just like Noom is doing it, you can do it yourself too. And it's really easy to start and implement something like this. You could take a technology like Podia, for example, that houses your courses, that has your whole website, has all of your emails, and it only costs about $30 to run. I do have an affiliate link below that gives you 15% off for life, and it's a really great platform. I will link also to some videos on how to use Podia to set up your whole health coaching business and virtual wellness business. But you can use something like Podia, provide a link from, say, Square or Calendly, and boom, in about one day, you could have your health coaching system set up. And then all you have to do is start marketing yourself, start getting out there and really working at getting clients. And if you want some help as to how to set up your online business, right here in the cards, I'm going to provide you with a complete step-by-step as how to start your own online health and wellness business. Okay, next is virtual wellness. This is another great option. It's very similar to health coaching, although it's a little bit more along the lines of, doing fitness and doing wellness. Now, I want to pump the brakes here for a minute and tell you that you do have to be careful when you are doing wellness and when you are doing health coaching to not go past the lines of a health coach and of wellness and start doing PT, OT, or speech, because that then really complicates, how you're doing the treatments and how you're billing. So you do have to be careful if you're saying wellness, make sure that you're still doing wellness and not doing physical therapy, because then we get into the complex nature of, do they need a doctor's prescription? Do they need a doctor's evaluation? So just be careful as you're starting to do any online wellness and medical treatments that you have all of that legal logistics and professional logistics set, because we do not want you to lose your license. But virtual wellness, not to scare you off just then, but it really is simple. You can provide simple maintenance exercises. That's the big difference, is this person is coming just for general fitness. Think of yourself like a personal trainer. Provide general fitness help and you'll be fine professionally. And same thing with how to set that up. You can go and you can find my tutorial in the links below that will tell you how to set this all up in less than one day for minimal software needs and costs. Okay, now we're moving on to telehealth. Are you seeing the blend between employee and entrepreneurship? So, and here's the cool thing, I want to stop for a minute, is that it's okay to go from being employed in telehealth to then moving to being a solopreneur. I've met multiple healthcare professionals that do that. And why is that smart? They learn the systems. They learn how to treat confidently underneath their underneath their employer. And then they can go and they can break and start their own business. I mean, that happens in all sorts of businesses. We do internships, we learn how to create our own business, and then we start them. It's the same idea in healthcare. But in telehealth, once again, the virtual setup is very similar to virtual coaching and wellness, although we have to be more secure and more HIPAA compliant. So that's really the big difference between those three. But the setup is very simple, very easy, and you can get that set up in one day. And all three of these opportunities you can do as a side hustle. And I really suggest that you do them as a side hustle. I've been doing healthcare entrepreneurship for several years, and it's tiring, it's exhausting, it's a lot of work. And so when you're about to take this leap, I really want to make sure that you are confident that this is what you want to do and that you want to devote yourself to it. So please, please, please do not quit your job and think that like you're going to start this and it's going to be a six-figure opportunity right away. Do this in slow little transitions. That way you will be the most happy and the most successful, and know 100% that this was the right path for you. Okay, and lastly, our other remote opportunity as a solopreneur and healthcare entrepreneur is sort of this tiered program of like virtual assistant work, building people's websites, blogging, YouTube. I'm going to sort of clump that all into one. Now I have to put it to rest here and explain that takes a lot of work too. So just like health coaching, just like wellness coaching and telehealth, blogging takes a long time before you see any income. Same does YouTube. Same does social media. You really have to work hard. So what I want you to think about as we end this video is, do you want to be an employee, or do you want to start trying to find your side hustle and see what maybe is your dream path? I really hope this has helped you. If you enjoyed this video and it has enlightened you at all as to what your next steps are, please click that like button and the subscribe, and check out the various links and cards we have to help you learn how to be a utilization reviewer or launch your online business. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in our next video.